So you want to be a Rec Room YouTuber. You have quite the journey ahead, and it starts with these 10 tips. Tip number 1, branding. Don't name yourself Rec Room in VR or something like that unless you want to guarantee that your brand is more diluted than a glass of water. You have to be found in YouTube search and you have to be memorable. Calling yourself Lava, Chips Ahoy, Jelly Bean, or any random word like that just guarantees that someone searching YouTube will stumble upon that topic and not your channel, unless they add Rec Room to it, which they won't do. And no, adding VR at the end of your name doesn't make it any better. Think about showing up to a rec center, everyone knows who you are, and they're shouting your name. What do you want them to shout? Certainly not, hey look, it's Rec Room in VR 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd want something very memorable and something that is short and sweet. I can't help you with a specific name, these are just things to think about when you're creating a channel. Tip number 2, your first video. Many people get stumped as to what to post for their first video, so they end up not posting anything. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter. No one cares, you have no audience. The only thing that matters regarding your first video is that later down the road when people do care and your channel is bigger, they will, out of perverse curiosity, go back and watch that first video to see how cringe you were when you started. In my case, it was a Jumbotron video where I didn't win, because I didn't even know how to reload the guns. And that has gotten thousands of views. It's awful, but it's something I choose to live with because you know what? That's where I started. And that's fine. Everyone starts somewhere. So don't let the lack of ideas or concise editing hold you back. Start off sucking at this because we all do, and just go from there, improving a little bit at a time. Tip number 3. Don't be a quitter. You know, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and sometimes I get burned out. Sometimes I get bored of Rec Room. Sometimes it's a struggle to turn on my headset and record. Sometimes I don't live stream for 6 months because of my social anxiety, but you know what? I never quit. I didn't even miss a single upload during that time. I know I'm not the best Rec Room YouTuber out there in terms of quality. I have my strengths and my weaknesses, but one thing I can say I'm pretty much unbeatable in is my consistency. And I really do think that YouTube rewards that. At the very least, despite not knowing all the secrets of the YouTube algorithm, I know my community and my audience appreciates the regular uploads. There's nothing worse than enjoying your favorite content creator and then they take regular uneven breaks, so you never know when the next video is gonna drop. And look, I know work and school and life happens, but here's what I noticed. People start, and they start ambitious. They think they're gonna make a video a week, and for a while, they manage. Then it goes to every 2 weeks. Then they take a 2-month break, and when they come back, they get 42 views on their video, and that's enough to extinguish the small amount of drive left they had for posting videos. I've seriously lost count of the amount of people around me in this niche that have gone through this exact cycle. Sorry if you feel called out. But I'm here to be realistic, not give you false hope. You will face times of feeling demotivated. You will have to keep posting videos when it feels like no one is watching them. That's the difficult part that most people can never overcome. Tip number 4, copy other people.
What? Is Tarapeutic advising us to be copycats? Seriously? But if I copy a Bothaya video, then he's gonna blacklist me forever and tell all the other RecTubers that I'm just a stupid copycat baby. And all the comments on the video are gonna say, wow, you weren't original at all, you Bothaya wannabe fool.
No. First of all, the big YouTubers don't care. You're small fish. They probably don't even know you exist. Second of all, the big YouTubers copy the even bigger YouTubers when it comes to video ideas. Third, good luck finding an idea that hasn't already been done. It's 2024. Well, depending on how evergreen this video is, perhaps it's later than that, but right now it's 2024 and I'm here to tell you, it's already been done. Original ideas are great and you can go hunt some down, but don't live your life in fear of doing something that's worked for someone else in the past. Your spin on the exact same video topic will always turn out differently than the original creators. If you really fear stepping on toes, put something in the description that says, original video by so-and-so, here's a link to their channel, and I guarantee no one will get mad. If they get mad and possessive about their video topics, that says more about them than it does about you. Now, direct copying is bad. For example, don't go exactly copying the thumbnail or the title. Theft? Bad. Emulating someone's idea until you form your own identity as a creator, kind of inevitable. So just roll with it. Trust the process. Tip number 5, believe in yourself. This is your brand and your channel, and if you don't 100% believe that this will be successful and start working on the tools to make it successful, then I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. You have to have the confidence or learn the confidence to convince strangers to like you. That's what YouTube is all about. So if you sound like you don't know what you're talking about or you're afraid to hear any bad comments, you're gonna have to work on that ASAP. I was very uncertain when I started out, and even pulling out my streamer cam made me feel nervous. Yes, even in a room by myself with no one listening. Just the thought that this was being recorded to go on YouTube was terrifying. I'm better now that I've recorded hundreds of videos, but it wasn't always like that. Think of your favorite YouTubers that you watch. Do they sound shaky and ambiguous on camera? I don't think they do. I bet they have strong opinions, and when you watch their videos, they get straight to the point and tell stories and share their thoughts without a bunch of ums and with rambling sentences in between. Tip number 6, stop making those 1-minute intros. Please stop making long intros. Seriously. Most people leave within the first 30 seconds if you haven't gotten to the point. It's great that you have one of those 10-second brand logos that shows before you get into your video, but I'm sorry, it's hurting your channel to keep that. Talking for a solid 45 seconds about why you're making the video you're making is driving viewers away. Go watch 5 Mr. Beast videos, then come back and tell me how long it takes him to get to the point. It's probably less than 10 seconds, and you probably watch for 10 minutes due to how good he is at keeping a viewer retained. Now, I'm not saying everyone should try to be like Mr. Beast, because that's extremely cliche at this point, a heavily overused analogy, and that's not even the type of content everyone enjoys. But 233 million people can't be wrong. He's successful for a reason, and long-winded intros have no place in this modern world where attention spans are dwindling with every passing year that TikTok and YouTube Shorts exist. The average human now has an attention span average of 8.25 seconds, so try to get your intros shorter and get to the point, because 8.25 seconds isn't a lot of time to convince someone why they should be watching your video. They click, and then they immediately judge you and find reasons to click off. Is it your voice, your background, shaky camera, bad editing, long intro? Trust me, they're looking for reasons to not watch, and go find someone who makes a much more concise and entertaining piece of content. Tip number 7, be patient. Of all the tips I just listed here, this might be the most difficult to execute. I personally have zero patience, and the 7 months it took me to go from 0 to 1,000 subscribers was most likely the longest 7 months of my life. Now remember, the average time it takes people to monetize their YouTube channel is actually 24 months, or 2 years. So imagine you go find a job, say you work full-time at McDonald's, working hard 30 to 40 hours per week for 2 years for free. That's what YouTube is like. You have to put in the work and the hours for nothing for a long time before you get paid. Also, there's no guarantee that you will get paid. You might just be bad at flipping burgers and get yourself fired, or realize that you actually hate McDonald's and it's totally the wrong job for you and quit. Okay, now I kind of want a burger. Not from McDonald's though, because they don't even have vegetarian options. Get with the times, Ronald. Wait, does McDonald's even use Ronald McDonald anymore? Clowns are weird. Sorry, getting sidetracked. The point is, you have to have a great deal of patience in posting videos and getting low views before finally 1 or 2 videos will pop off and get you results. Most videos that I post don't crack anywhere near 100k views, but some do. And those ones are the ones that grow my channel the most and provide the most ad revenue. It's like putting tickets in for a lottery. The more the better. Tip number 8, quality over quantity, or something like that. Since I talked about putting out more videos to increase the odds of something working, I have to add another point on that. It's great that you're posting lots of videos, but make sure you also work on quality alongside that. Rewatch your videos. Do you get bored during them? If so, trust me, so does everyone else. You care the most about your own content and probably think it's better than it really is. That's normal. Get a friend to watch the video. Ask them if they think it could be trimmed down further. Getting actual constructive feedback is the only way to improve. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it sucks to be told that the thing you just worked hard on is actually crap. Again, this is part of the process, and it's going to make you grow your fortitude as a human being and make you a better person. Or break you. I really don't know. There's a rule about learning new skills. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's the 10,000 hours rule. Basically, it states that the key to obtaining true expertise is putting in 10,000 hours towards learning the craft and perfecting it. Yeah, I know that's a lot of hours. I firmly believe that YouTube is one of those things where you gotta sink the time into learning. When I first started, I not only watched dozens of other Rec Room YouTubers absorbing what were popular topics and editing styles, I watched at least 5 or 6 channels about how to make YouTube videos. I still watch them sometimes. They teach you good practices. Sometimes when I'm lacking video ideas, I'll even search up videos about video ideas. YouTube taught me YouTube. I barely watched any before I started my channel. Maybe a bit of Markiplier, but that's it. You guys are all young and grew up watching YouTube. I did not, so let's be real. Most of you have a competitive advantage over me. You just naturally know what a good thumbnail looks like, naturally know what makes a good video. I'm sure most of you know how to video edit, and if not, it'll come easy to you because I'm pretty sure it's scientifically proven that young people can pick up on technology better than older people. My first computer was Windows 95, and I didn't own a cell phone until I was 18, and it wasn't a smartphone, it was a flip phone. I'll let you digest that piece of information while I move on to the next point. Tip number 9, don't be dumb about fame. If you want to be one of those people who swears and gets into fights with other Rec Room YouTubers or just goes rogue and makes controversial posts and videos about Rec Room, then let me tell you something. You're probably still going to be popular, but you might not get into the video partner program or have a supportive community. I can't speak for Rec Room, but having the 5K subscribers doesn't mean you automatically get verified. They'll look at your channel and decide if your brand is a good fit. After all, they're letting you into a program that trusts you with early access to behind the scenes stuff, and they want to make sure you're conducting yourself at least semi-professionally. The video partner program, use code TARA by the way, is responsible for at least half my income and is one of the main reasons I can work at YouTube as my full-time career. The other issue is community. I'm a family-friendly channel. I can swear and be dramatic in my off time when I'm not making videos and be as immature as I want, but on camera and in my community, I keep it professional. I want to make sure that kids sitting at the kitchen table, watching Tarapeutic on their tablet in front of their parents, are not getting raised eyebrows. I want to make content my parents could watch without being offended. For the record, I'm mainly the same person off camera as on camera, but obviously I'm an adult and I swear and I'm not perfect and I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying this was a choice I made early in my YouTube career and I don't regret it one bit. I'm not sure how many people won't watch your content if you're controversial, but I know everything has its pros and cons. And I personally think that being a family-friendly channel has a more inclusive audience and stronger community. This whole video is just my personal opinion, so you can choose to take any of this with a grain of salt. Tip number 10, network. The funny thing is, when I started making videos, something that I feel had a big impact was commenting on other Rec Room YouTubers' videos. Not just huge channels, but small ones as well. I feel it was important in getting my name out there. And no, you shouldn't just comment first when you race to the newest video you see. Comment something funny, something constructive, something worthwhile. Those comments will get upvoted, and the odd person will click on your channel and check it out just based on that. I tried to not say things like, oh, I make Rec Room content too, but actually compliment their video and highlight something I enjoyed about it. This kind of networking in the community builds relationships with the other content creators, and eventually the brand recognition you seek will start happening. You'll go to a rec center, someone will say, hey, aren't you so-and-so? I watch your videos. And trust me, that recognition is a great feeling. Finally, that hard work will start to pay off, and you'll feel like all those long hours filming and editing were not a complete waste of time. Fast forward to a couple years later, and you'll pray you stop getting recognized because you can't go to any rec centers without being screamed at, but hey, that's a problem for future you. If you appreciated my candor today, like I said, consider using code TARA to help out my channel. You can just hit the support button on my profile in Rec Room, or even follow the link to my profile that I put in the video description below. It only lasts a month and a half each time, so check back to make sure your support is still active. With that said, if you want to watch more tips on how to succeed in this industry, then by all means, check out the video I put on screen here next. We'll see you over there. Tarapeutic out.